Hello everyone, and welcome to my Young and Restless official. I hope everyone is having a wonderful day. Before we begin, please hit the subscribe button and give this video a thumbs up. At the Jabot offices, Summer and Chelsea discussed the new spring-summer dress collection. Chelsea noted Summer's cheerful mood. Summer said that her life had taken a favorable turn for a change. Chelsea asked, "A favorable romantic turn, perhaps?" and Summer smiled coyly. Chelsea asked Summer if the romantic turn involved chance. "Maybe," Summer said with a giggle before she assured Chelsea that she'd had nothing to do with Chance and Sharon's breakup. Chelsea said that she hadn't seen Summer so cheerful in a long time. Summer agreed. She told Chelsea that she was eager to see where her relationship with Chance would go and that she and Chance had planned to meet for a late lunch. Chelsea told Summer that she had planned to meet Billy for lunch. She suggested they go together to Chancellor Winter's. At Chancellor Winter's, Chance thanked Billy for having shown him the ropes and making his transition into the new career much smoother than Chance had expected. Billy complimented Chance on his keen observation skills and ability to pick up on nuances, qualities Billy credited to Chance's detective training. Chance remarked that he had new directions for his life on several fronts. Billy asked Chance if he missed working in law enforcement. Chance revealed that he went to bed and woke up thinking about Chancellor Winters and that he had already had some good ideas. Billy liked the idea of waking up inspired. Billy said that he thought it was a good move for both Chance and the company. He then asked Chance if his personal life was in as good shape as his professional life. Chelsea and Summer arrived to meet Billy and Chance for lunch. The four of them agreed to go together. Nate ran into Audra at the athletic club. Audra admitted to Nate that her plans to take over Jabot had been blown sky high. Nate criticized her for working with Tucker McCall. "Now, Tucker's left you hanging out in the cold, hasn't he?" Nate asked. Audra told Nate that she had thought she'd had the situation under control because she'd been working with a savvy businessman like Tucker and that Jabot was no more invincible than any other company. Audra told Nate that she'd had no reason to expect the takeover bid to fail, but Tucker's obsession with Ashley had caused him to make bad choices. Audra insisted that she had tried to warn Tucker but that he had not listened. Nate tried to convince Audra that she did not need schemes and corporate backstabbing to achieve success because she was talented and smart. Audra confided in Nate that she might have overstepped regarding Nikki, and Audra feared she might have jeopardized her job. Nate surmised that if Nikki hadn't discovered Audra's plan to jump ship to Jabot, something else had to have happened. Audra was reluctant to reveal any more. Nate told Audra that despite how their association had ended, he didn't hate the Newman family, and he still considered Audra to be a friend. "Why would I try to sabotage either one of you? Is this about Nikki's sobriety?" Nate told Audra that he had witnessed Nikki drinking and that he had been surprised because Nikki had been sober for so many years. Billy, Chance, Chelsea, and Summer walked into the athletic club. Audra waited for them to pass by before she told Nate that she had seen signs of Nikki's struggle. Audra told Nate about taking care of her own alcoholic father. Audra explained to Nate that she had offered help to Nikki and that she had thought Nikki and she had bonded, but she had since developed some concerns that she might have overplayed her hand by revealing so much about her personal life. Audra felt it would be better to focus on keeping things strictly professional with Nikki. Audra asked Nate if he thought offering transparency and support to Nikki was a bad idea. Nate wondered if Audra was being paranoid. Audra worried that Nikki would keep her at a distance if Audra could easily recognize the signs if Nikki were drinking. She added that if Nikki remained sober, she would know Audra had a weakness and would see her as flawed. "Even if she sobers up again, Nikki's drinking is not gonna end well for me," Audra said. Nate doubted that Nikki would penalize Audra for showing some humanity. Audra could not point to any specific sign that Nikki had put distance between them. Audra admitted that she was not sure she even wanted to repair any damage between herself and Nikki, because at Newman Media, there was no room for advancement unless one was family. "I've got to have a ladder to climb," Audra said. Nate suggested Audra rein in her ambition, and she immediately called him out for that hypocritical statement. "You're just as ambitious as I am, if not more so," Audra declared. Audra told Nate that she had to create her own safety net, and confided to him, "I've been forming a plan of my own, a big, audacious plan." "Tell me more," Nate requested, but Audra felt there were too many eyes and ears nearby. Audra invited Nate to go upstairs to her room so she could share her plan. Nate and Audra went up to her room. Audra told him that her plan was to gain control of Glissade and that she wanted Nate to help her. At their table in the athletic club, Chance told Summer about how much he had been learning from Billy at Chancellor Winters. Summer, Chance, Billy, and Chelsea all drank a toast to Chance's new career. Billy asked Chance about an analysis report regarding an upcoming company purchase, and Chance remarked that the situation was similar to when Summer had bought Marchetti. Summer, Chance, Billy, and Chelsea finished their lunch and discussed the spring men's line. Chelsea noticed that Chance was wearing a Marchetti jacket. Summer took credit for turning Chance on to her label's designs. Summer got a phone call, and she and Chance declared that they had to get back to work. As they left, Chelsea gave Billy a look and a smile. Billy and Chelsea discussed the new thing between Chance and Summer. Chelsea called it adorable. Billy suggested that if Chance was happy and in love, he would also be more productive at work. "How practical and unromantic of you," Chelsea teased Billy. Billy told Chelsea that he looked forward to mentoring Chance and that he thought Chance looked up to him. "Funny how things work out," Chelsea said with a smile, as she and Billy shared a kiss. Billy told Chelsea that it felt nice to have Chance looking up to and respecting him. He talked about how he looked up to Jack in that way and that it was nice to be on the receiving end of that kind of admiration. Billy remarked that even his mother had been trusting him more than she had in the past. Chelsea told Billy, "You see? Moving to Chancellor Winters was the right move. It couldn't have turned out any better." Chance and Summer wished that they didn't have to go back to work. Chance suggested they plan an official first date. "You up for that?" Chance asked Summer. She gave him a big smile. Devin was having lunch with Abby at Society but found himself distracted by Daniel and Heather, who were seated at a nearby table. Abby commented on them having Devin's full attention. Devin asked Abby, "Is it just me, or do you get a vibe between them that's a little more than friendly?" "It's not just you. I've sensed it before," Abby replied. She cautioned Devin that they shouldn't assume anything. Abby asked Devin if he thought there was more going on between Daniel and Heather. Devin told Abby that it was hard to believe Daniel didn't have feelings for Heather, since she had been the love of his life. Abby said that it was hard not to notice how much time Daniel and Heather had been spending together, especially with Lily out of town. Devin admitted he didn't know how serious Daniel and Lily were, but he didn't think they were madly in love with each other. Devin hoped that Daniel wasn't playing with Lily's emotions again. Abby suggested to Devin that they let the Daniel and Heather thing play out, as they might just have been two parents reconnecting for Lucy's benefit. Devin wasn't sold, since he and Abby had both been picking up the same vibe. Abby told Devin that it was their issue to resolve and that Lily was a grown woman. Abby changed the subject to talk about her excitement about becoming a member of the Chancellor Winters Board of Directors.